On February 9th, 2021, KFC Malaysia introduced its Zero Chicken Burger. And it's actually not bad. But how did KFC, a chicken restaurant, go chickenless?
I'm Colonel Harold Sanders, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Let's head back to the year 1937, where Colonel Sanders, the man himself, opened his very first restaurant under the name Sanders Cafe in Corbin, Kentucky.
So that was my first restaurant.
And it specialized in not fried chicken.
Nani?
See, it wasn't because he didn't like fried chicken. It was mainly because it would take a whole 35 minutes to prepare a chicken meal on a pan, and the Colonel was not willing to use deep fryers as he thought that the chicken would end up too dry. So to solve this issue, Colonel Sanders would get a pressure cooker and he would turn it into a pressure fryer.
Special pressure cooking?
So it's always tender and juicy.
Now I'm not too sure what that means, but he essentially invented this new cooking appliance to allow for faster cooking and better tasting chicken. The invention of the pressure fryer skyrocketed fried chicken's potential to be the next big thing.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
Now it took him a couple of years to perfect his signature 11 herbs and spices recipe. But once he nailed it down, business was booming.
I like KFC's
Original recipe.
The Colonel started franchising his secret recipe everywhere, earning 5 cents for every piece of chicken sold, earning him a lot of money. One of his earliest franchisees even ended up selling his KFC shares and creating Wendy's. But that's a different story. This was the true beginning of KFC. From that point on, KFC expanded across the world, beginning with Canada, then the UK, into Asia. KFC entered the Malaysian market in 1973 and is now the top fast food chain in the country, even beating out McDonald's.
Oh no!
This love for chicken in the country would make you wonder why we have a Zero Chicken Burger to begin with. But we'll get back to that. A lot of stuff happened in between, but the main point is that KFC entered the burger-filled fast food industry with a new contender, fried chicken. And if there's anyone to blame for popularizing fast food fried chicken, it would be KFC. Now let's skip to the 21st century. The fast food industry as a whole was getting hit from all directions. The nutritional awakening of the early 2000s saw the release of films such as Super Size Me cause the reputation of fast food to dip dramatically. Once seen as a quick and convenient tasty fast food option, fast food is now seen as a bad, unhealthy, yet addictive, disease-ridden go-to. On top of that, meat-heavy chains such as KFC and McDonald's were heavily criticized on the way they treat their chicken, causing them to reconsider their suppliers. And while all this was happening, the vegetarian and vegan communities began to grow substantially. And because of that, there is a growing demand for vegetarian and vegan food in the market. Sales of meat alternative foods have grown year over year. To put things into perspective, sales of non-meat foods in the UK have almost doubled since 2014. But it's not just the UK that's seeing growth. Many other countries including Australia and Taiwan are seeing steady increases in vegetarians and vegans, so it's clear that they have a strong influence on the market. Now it's important to note that making something vegetarian is much easier than making something vegan. Fast food chains in a lot of countries have had veggie burgers forever now. In fact, 50% of all McDonald's menu items in India are purely vegetarian because of its predominantly Hindu market. But the big shift that we see today is towards completely vegan food that looks and tastes like meat. In August of 2019, Burger King was actually one of the first to popularize this trend. They released what they called the Impossible Whopper, which was their signature Whopper burger with a plant-based vegan patty by the company Impossible.
I'm confused. I'm reevaluating my life.
However, this was quickly cancelled by vegetarians and vegans as it wasn't truly vegan, given that Burger King cooked the patties on the same grills as their meat patties, so contamination would happen. This trend wasn't entirely unsuccessful though. In Canada, Subway introduced the Beyond Meatball Sub sandwich. In the UK, Pizza Hut introduced the Veggie Pepper Phony Pizza. But let's look back at KFC. In August of 2019, the same month that Burger King announced their Impossible Whopper, KFC one-upped them by selling Beyond Fried Chicken in the US, going as far as to paint an entire restaurant green. This was done as a trial run to see whether the public liked their vegan chicken, and it generally had a positive response. In 2020, KFC pulled off a similar stunt in the Netherlands, and many KFC outlets in China are testing various meat-free options such as vegan chicken nuggets. Closer to home, however, Singapore recently released their Zero Chicken Burger in January 2021, using a corn-based meatless patty. It is just like the burger that would eventually be released in Malaysia, rich in protein containing no cholesterol, making it a good meat substitute. And to maximize taste, the patty is coated with KFC's 11 herbs and spices to make it taste as close to their signature chicken as possible. However, this burger is not vegan because it has egg and dairy products such as mayo and cheese, and is also not vegetarian since it's cooked in the same oil as their chicken products. So don't plan on trying this burger if you're a practicing vegan or vegetarian. But despite the relatively small market that Southeast Asia has for meat-free options, it may be a sign that KFC and other food chains are readying themselves for an eventual shift in diets in the region, signaling the biggest shift the industry has seen since its inception. From its humble beginnings as a traditional dine-in restaurant, KFC brought fried chicken to compete against an industry of burgers, diversifying fast food. But decades on, the sales of non-meat products are leaning towards a more vegan-friendly future. So on February 9th, 2021, KFC Malaysia introduced its Zero Chicken Burger.